Hey, I'm Sarah Wolf from reviewsbysarah.com.
Today, I'll show you how to make this beginner loom knit headband. To do this, I'm using one skein of Red Heart Super Saver and a small round loom. Mine has 24 pegs. It's about 5 inches in diameter. To start, I like to wrap my yarn end around the anchor peg first. Next, I'll create the first layer of wraps around the pegs. Wrap the yarn like this around peg number 1. Now, wrap the yarn around peg number 2, like this. And now I'm wrapping around peg number 3. Continue wrapping each peg around the loom just like this. And now I'm wrapping the very last peg. Next, I have to wrap all the pegs again, going in the same direction as before. Here is peg number 1, and peg number 2. This is the wrap for the last peg. The anchor peg also helps to let you know where the first peg is on the loom. Take your loom hook, insert it behind the bottom loop like this, then lift the bottom loop up and over the top loop, and remove the bottom loop completely from the peg. Move on to the next peg. Insert the hook behind the bottom loop, lift the top loop up and over the top loop. Insert the hook behind the bottom loop, lift the loop up and over the top loop. You will continue lifting bottom loops over top loops all around, making sure you remember every peg. Now, I'll take the loop off of the last peg. You have just completed one round. Since we already have one layer of loops on the pegs, we only need to wrap the yarn around each peg once. Wrap the yarn around each peg the same way we did before. On peg number 1, as before, lift the bottom loop up and over the top loop. Move on to peg number 2, and 3, and 4. Continue this around the loop. When you get to the end, you'll begin the process of wrapping each peg again with yarn so that there are 2 loops on each peg, and then you'll take off the bottom loop of each peg. You'll continue this process around the loom for a total of 60 rounds if you want to make one like mine that can fit a teenager head. You can make other sizes as well. Once you have made the size you wish, it is time to cast off the loops. Wrap the first peg with yarn. Take off the bottom loop. Wrap the second peg with yarn. Take off the bottom loop. Now, move the loop from the second peg to the first peg. Remove the bottom loop. Move the loop to the second peg. Wrap the next peg with yarn. Take off the bottom loop. Move the loop to the right. Take off the bottom loop. Move the loop to the left. It's a little tricky at first, but once you do it a few times, it starts to make sense and become much easier. Continue doing this process around the entire loom. Once you have 2 loops remaining, wrap and remove from this peg. Place the loop onto the right peg. Remove the bottom loop. Now, leave about 30 inches of yarn for sewing. Then thread it with a yarn needle. Bring the 2 ends together like this, and sew these ends together. This will be the back of the headband. One way to make a nice flat seam is to weave the ends in and out like this. You can use any other sewing method you wish though. Once you are done, turn to the back and take some small stitches to weave in the ends. And you are done. Sew a button or other item on for decoration. And here's my beginner loom knit headband.
Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like and comment on this video. Please visit my website at reviewsbysarah.com.